All righty, I think I'm live. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's give it a few minutes. Hey guys, I'm here. I'm trying out a new software, so I'm going to use my slide until others have a chance to get in, and I'm going to be sharing some tips. So hang on. Hey guys, hang on. I am just testing out new software, and I'm kind of unfamiliar with it. I'm a self-taught geek. So if you're there, if you can see me live and if you can hear me just fine, would you type in what Facebook group or Facebook page or YouTube channel that you are watching from? Because I'm live streaming to multiple channels, and this is my maiden voyage. So I would actually love to start doing this almost every day of the week. I don't know if I can keep up every single day, but it was time I tested a new software. I was just sick and tired of the software I was using. It was crummy. Of course, it could have been operator error, but let's not go there. So would you type in the comments the platform that you are viewing from? For instance, if you are watching this live in YouTube, just type in YouTube. If you are watching this live on Periscope, type in Periscope. If you're watching this live in the Cleaning Business Profits Facebook group, type that in. All right. Here's a little trick, guys. I'm going to show you this. See how it says Facebook user? If you will go to, I think it's streamyard.com / no, I have it backwards. Shoot. I think it's facebook.com/StreamYard, and add yourself. Then I can see who you are as a Facebook user. It'll show me your name. So like right now I'm showing you on screen, it just says Facebook user. So you need to give StreamYard permission to reveal who you are. So you can see other people like Jan. Hi, Jan. Jan, for whatever reason, has already allowed StreamYard to reveal her identity whenever she comments on my broadcast. So you could do that later, or you can open up a whole new browser. Don't leave here. All righty. So, okay. So Stephanie is on YouTube. Elsa is on YouTube. Jan is on Facebook. Just curious, Jan, which Facebook page or group are you viewing in? Somebody already said they are viewing in the Cleaning Business Profits group. Are you just on I have a speed cleaning group. I don't even remember all the groups I broadcast to. I'm just testing this out. This is so new, and I am already loving it. I am telling you, I'm already loving it. So, Stephanie Scott, see, I can see her because she has already given Facebook permission to show her identity on my broadcasts, on a StreamYard broadcast. So it's pretty cool. And I'm going to want some interaction. Oh, good. So the Facebook user, and again, go try to add yourself. I think it's, gee whiz, it's either facebook.com/StreamYard, and then you'll get a series of opportunities to say yes, allow, or it's the other way around. It's StreamYard.com/Facebook. But I kind of think it's Facebook.com/StreamYard. So add yourself so I'll know who you are, and that'll be fun. Hey, Audrey. Audrey, you're going to love it. Yes, I can see you, Audrey. So somehow you have already allowed StreamYard to see your identity. Isn't this cool, Audrey? I am already loving this software. I can't wait to show you guys how it works. I've been playing with this for about 6 months and just hadn't had time to mess with it, but I am loving it. Look at this, Aud. Look at this. So I can just flip back and forth, and I can do a full screen share. I can also take you off, right? So I can take you off. I can do a full screen share. And hey, guys, we'll share this technology at some later point. We're going to be doing Tech Thursdays in our CBF group. And so we're going to be showing, look at, I can do this. I can do this. So much better than Zoom. I'm about over Zoom. I mean, it's fine for meetings and stuff, but I'm about over it. I can have 3 people in the room. I can actually have quite a few guests, which is going to be amazing when we launch our weekly live broadcast, which is coming soon. We got to get past our Cbf Retreat. It's kind of like every time we're in the middle of a big conference for about 6 weeks, we don't do anything new. We're like, okay, after the retreat, we're going to do this. After the retreat, we're going to do this. And we have some amazing things coming up, guys. Some absolutely amazing things coming up. If you're in the cleaning industry, your head is going to explode after the retreat. Now, our private CBF retreat takes place September 17th, 18th, and 19th. If you are an alumni of CBF, if you are an alumni of the Never Clean Again University, meaning you took that 10 years ago, that's just CBF version 1.0. If you are an alumni of my NCA or CBF program, you actually qualify to attend the retreat, even if you're not an active member right now. Now, if you've never taken the NCA or the CBF training, then you don't qualify for the retreat, but we will have our big Cleaning Business Profits Live conference in March in Dallas next year, 2021. Alrighty, so, but we have some exciting things coming up, guys, and I needed better software to live stream. We've got some really cool stuff happening. So thanks for joining me this morning. I think I've stalled enough just to see how it's working, and so far I'm very happy. It seems easier than I thought it would be. I see Trey Hill is watching on YouTube. And here's what I would love for you guys to do. And I think we'll come up with some kind of a gift structure. But here's what I would love for you guys to do. I would love for you to share this out and just share it out on your timeline or in your favorite group that you're a part of so that people can join my Facebook and my live broadcast streams. So generally the tips that I'll be giving are universal to any business. So I don't care what business you're in. These things matter. And today's topic, we're just going to jump right in. I'm going to tell you about some announcements coming up. But today, instead of looking at Wednesday as hump day, which I don't know why I've never liked it until Geico had the camel walking through the office. That's the only time I liked hump day. I thought that was actually quite hilarious. But I've never been able to bring myself to say happy hump day, right? Probably because I love what I do. And as much as I love the weekends, I actually dread the week ending because I'm not supposed to work on the weekends, even though I do all the time. So I'm going to call this pump day. It's pump day. So here's the thing. If Wednesday becomes pump day instead of hump day is, ugh, we're halfway through the week. There's only 2 days left, right? Then you don't love what you do if you can't wait for it to end. You don't love what you do if you can't wait for it to end. So today is Wednesday. It's pump day. Happy pump day. If you love what you do, type in happy pump day. If you love what you do, I'm not saying every day is perfect. I have plenty of bad days, right? We all do. But if you love what you do, this is pump day, not hump day. But today on pump day, we're going to talk about just this little simple little topic called be yourself, but be your best self. And that is so important because in today's day and age, people are not their best self. I'm not seeing people's best version of themselves often enough in this day and age. And it can be quite discouraging. Alrighty, Audrey says, happy pump day. We do love what we do, Audrey, don't we? It is so fun. Even though we work hard and we work our heads off, changing lives, getting results, and playing with technology is just a stinking blast. And Audrey is on my A team. And she is our tech and finance person, so she's almost as geeky as me. I don't think she's quite as geeky as me, but she's pretty amazing. And Jan says, happy pump day. That's right. When you love what you do, it's pump day, not hump day. Okay? It isn't that, oh, the week is half over, right? It's more like, oh, the week is only half over. There's so many more things I can do, so many more sales I can make, so many more employees I can interview. So many more posts I can create and launch on Facebook to get more business in the door. There's more time this week to bounce back better than before if I've been struggling after the pandemic. So happy pump day, guys. We're going to talk today about being your best self. And I'm looking at a man who's almost always his best self over there. 43 years of him being his best self. He just came back from working out. That man is his best self. So let's talk about being your best self. And before I forget, because I will forget, I'm going to ask you to post your favorite quotes around being your best. Around being your best self. I'm going to ask you to post your favorite quotes. If I see some good ones, I'll pop them up on the screen. So be thinking about being your best self. You know, like I wrote down a few quotes because I love inspirational quotes. I love inspirational quotes. So one of them is be your best self because everyone else is taken. Be your best self because everybody else is already taken, right? There's some really cool quotes out there. You know, anyway, I'm not going to try to do them because you guys can start thinking about them, and I'll pop them up on screen if you type in some really good quotes that will inspire everybody, because I want this to be interactive. I don't want this to be me talking to the universe and nobody's listening. And I know some people will have to listen on the replay because of the time of day that I am broadcasting, and I realize that some people are out cleaning or they're working their job or whatever they're doing. But you can still comment and participate when we're not live streaming and you're watching the replay, because I will still see the comments, even if you're just watching hours later on the replay. Before I forget, though, I do want to invite you to an event that I'm having tomorrow night. It is absolutely amazing. It is a complete game changer if you've never taken this course. And Master Cbf coach Art Locke, he's on my team of coaches in my global consulting business, Debbie Sardone Consulting. We have created more mop-free millionaires than anybody on the planet in our program. But Art Locke and I are going to be teaching the DISC program. And Audrey, if you're still there, if you'll type in DISC in all caps, colon, and then the website to go register. This class, this workshop is a game changer if you're in business for yourself. It's actually a game changer if you have any relationships at all. It's literally a game changer if you've never taken the DISC training and done the DISC assessment, and we're going to send you a free DISC assessment. Where's mine? Where's mine? Where the heck did I put that? My desk is so messy, I can't even show people. But I don't know what I did with it. But I have the DISC assessment that I took the other day, and it's like, ooh, nailed it. Flat out nailed it. So we're going to be giving you the free DISC assessment. But the DISC is a class that we're doing, and I don't care what business you're in. I mean, you could be a carpet cleaner, you could be a realtor, you could be a financial planner, you could be in the house cleaning industry, the janitorial cleaning industry. It does not matter. This DISC training is a game changer. It will help you improve your sales. It will help you improve your relationships with your admin team. It will help you improve the relationships and your management abilities with your field staff. It will help you improve your relationships with your children, your spouse. It is incredible. So there are 4 behavioral styles that are universal that we all tend to exhibit. But we have one that we're dominant in, And then we have another DISC behavioral style that is secondary to our nature. But one is dominant, one is secondary, and the others are other people. But there's only 4. So it's not that much to learn. There's not 100. There's 4. And it is so cool. And if you've taken DISC before, you trust me, every time you take it, you get better and better and better at identifying. I've taken the DISC training probably 7 or 8 times now. And so whenever the DISC training is available, I don't say, oh, I've been there, done that. I know everything. Instead, I say, oh, sign me up, because I want to learn more about how to read people, how to sell to people, how to relate to people, how to manage people, how to inspire people, how to communicate with people, whether it's customers, friends, relatives, or understand why the heck I do stuff myself. And so here are the 4 behavioral styles that people exhibit. And DISC is what stands for dominance, influence, steadiness. I always forget the C one, conscientiousness. I need to write that down on my card. I have a little cheat sheet. Dominance. And some people think that sounds negative. That's not negative. It's just there's behavioral styles associated, pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses associated with each style. And so you're either a high D and a low I, or you're a high I and a low D, or whatever. So you're always a combination of 2 primarily, but one is dominant, one is a little less. Sometimes you're almost equal. I am almost equal to a T. I am a high I, influence, duh, and a pretty high D. So I'm almost 50-50. I have very little C or S in me. Now, we have all 4 traits, right? If I didn't have all 4 traits, I would never get anything done, right? I'd just be influencing everybody and getting nothing done. So I clearly, a balanced person does have all 4 traits, and there's negatives and positives. So anyway, I am a high I. Many entrepreneurs are high I's. If you already know what your DISC is, or you suspect you know what your DISC is, type in what your DISC is. Are you a I, a D, a C, or an S? My office manager is a high S with a low C, or probably pretty close. So anyway, we're going to be teaching this class Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. So that's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The registration is ridiculously low. If you win one sale as a result of being able to read your prospects better, I think you'll pay for this 10 times over in 1 year. But the registration is extremely low. It does come with the assessment, and we're going to be teaching for 90 minutes. Okay, 90 minutes of 2 experts is worth $1,000, $800 to $1,000. So I think it's like 197 or 97. I don't even remember what it is. Audrey, you could type in what it is. But go to DebbieSardone.com/DISC Lab, DISC Lab, DISC Lab, one word. So go get registered. That's coming up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll spend about 90 minutes helping you. So Audrey will put that back in the chat, if you would. in the comments field, and let me see if I can bring it up. I think you might have already put it in, but I don't see it. So Debbie Sardone. So you have to put in www.debbiesardone.com/. Oh, it's only $197. I knew it was something like that. I think our CBF members get a pretty substantial discount, but everybody else, it's $197, people. If it helps you win one new client, especially if you're in the residential cleaning business, if this skill helps you win one new client that's recurring because you used your skills in DISC to understand their buying and behavioral style, that's worth $3,200 a year for a lot of years. All righty, so there's Audrey. Thank you, Debbie. Oh, it's debbiesardonetraining.com. How did I miss that? Let's see here. What did I? Oh, yeah, I missed that, Audrey. Thank you for correcting that. It's debbiesardonetraining.com/DISC lab. Thank you. This is why I have amazing people in my life, because I screw everything up. Why? Because I'm a high I and a high D. I'm kind of a low C. So details fluster me a little. Oh my goodness, it's so ridiculous. So anyway, that's tomorrow night. Go get registered now, guys. And you know what? If you show up and you stay for the whole 90 minutes and you don't think it was worth $197, I will give your money back and you can keep the free assessment. I will give your money back. All you have to do is tell me, that wasn't worth my time, as long as you show up and stay to the end, right? Because I am that convinced you will absolutely love it. It's just a great program. So let's talk very quickly today about being your best self every day. Being your best self every day. You know, it's not good enough to be your best self once in a while when you're in crisis mode. One thing I've noticed, let me see if there are any comments. Did you guys give me any quotes yet? I'm trying to find them. I'm a little new at this new software, so bear with me. But I don't see any be your best self quotes or best self quotes in here yet. So be typing those in. Oh, wait. My plan is to create $1 million resident. Ooh, I like that. Let's see who that is. Jennifer 468. My plan is to create $1 million residential business in Virginia. Oh my word. Let's do that, dear. Let's do that. We can help you. We have more mop-free millionaires than anybody on the planet. The do-it-yourselfers are still trying to figure it out. All righty. So thank you. But anyway, start thinking about your quotes because I'm going to read them if they're good. So let's talk about being your best self every single day. You do not climb to the top, become $1 million maid service if you're your best self once in a while. It's not good enough to become your best self in spurts during a crisis. Okay. You have to be your best self every day. Do we accomplish that goal every day? Of course not. Of course not. But if you're not even trying, I can guarantee you are your best self less than you could have been. So be your best self every single day. Let's see here. Let me make sure I'm not getting a text from my team saying, hey, your hair's on fire. Because sometimes they do. They send me texts and say, hey, your hair is on fire. All righty. So let me give you some tips on how to be your best self every day, because I'm not my best self every single day, but it is my goal to be my best self every single day. And for people who don't have that goal, they just sort of sludge through life. They're their best self only in the middle of a crisis. And I've been there. I know in the past in my business, I leaped forward and took quantum leaps when I was in crisis, right? When you're in a crisis, when you're operating in the red, when the bank is calling you saying you bounced another check, right? Or your credit card debt is climbing and you can't figure out why you're not profitable, right? That tends to get you going. That tends to put a fire under your butt, right? Because you know you haven't been your best self. You've been procrastinating. You haven't been working at optimum levels on a day-to-day basis. And so when you fall into crisis, we tend to leap forward and begin to be our best self until things settle down, and then we go back to bad habits. The pandemic is a perfect example of people who chose to be their best self. Now, when we were at the CBF Live conference back in March, The pandemic exploded the day before the last day of our conference. I mean, it exploded. Businesses were closing down. Large gatherings were being reported that soon they'll be canceled. And we were probably the last conference in Dallas, I'm telling you, because right after our conference ended, it's like the world locked down, or it did within 3 weeks, within 2 weeks. So you would have thought that more people at CBF Live would have chosen to not invest in their training because, after all, they're in the middle of a crisis. Instead, we had the highest number of people step forward and say, I'm ready to learn how to be my best self every single day. I don't know what the future holds. I'm ready to invest in myself now. I want to be a $1 million maid service. I want to put down the mop forever. Or if you're a carpet cleaner, I want to stop driving the truck and pushing the machine, right? Or if you're the realtor, I want to be managing a team of realtors instead of spending all my Saturdays and evenings away from my family showing houses, right? So it doesn't matter what you want. And these people in the middle of a crisis said yes at a higher percentage than normal. I was shocked. I thought, well, everyone's filled with uncertainty. They're not going to invest in themselves. It is what it is. You know, we're in the middle of a crisis. My businesses have exploded. All of them have exploded with new customers, new clients. We've got 3 thriving businesses, all related to the cleaning industry, and they've all exploded as a result of the pandemic. Why? Because in a crisis, when you are already used to being your best self most of the time, you're going to pivot better. Instead of scrambling to take action, you're already used to taking action. You're just going to launch into action and increase your results. So becoming your best self every single day is a goal. It's a goal. And if you don't make it a goal, it's not going to happen, because you know what? Life happens and we get tired. And as entrepreneurs, we get burned out. Today is the best day to be your best self, not tomorrow. And that's the problem with most people. Most people are intending to be their best self tomorrow. Most people, right? When is the best time to plant a tree? Now, if you've already taken my course, don't answer. If you already know the answer, because I've given it to you. But type in the comments, when is the best time to plant a tree? Tell me what you think. It's a trick question, guys. When's the best time to plant a tree? And if you've gone through the CBF, you've heard this a million times. Don't answer. Don't give it away. Today is the best time to be yourself. When is the best time to plant a tree? The comments may be coming in slowly, but I'm just going to give it away. 20 years ago. Most people say today. No, that's the second best time to plant a tree, right? That's the second best time to plant a tree. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. I want you to be your best self today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. There are always interruptions. There's always a great Netflix on. There's always a crisis. There's always a temptation, right? Be your best self every day. Stop waiting for tomorrow. After the soil has been amended. All righty. Okay, so let's keep going. If you want to be in the top 5% of high achievers, I don't care what business you're in, right? I don't care what your business is. If you want to be in the top 5% of high achievers, best is not an option, right? Average is for everybody else. That's why they're in the bottom 95%, because average is good enough, right? Average puts food on the table. Average puts a little bit of money in the bank. But average doesn't put the Mercedes in the driveway. It does for some, but for those people, if average put a Mercedes in the driveway, then they're missing out on the Bentley, right? So best is not an option. It's not. Otherwise, you'll end up being average. That's your daily goal, is to be best. That's your daily goal. I think I'm going to get a t-shirt around this. I think we're going to do that. Audrey, be ready. Okay, you're never going to be your best if you don't like what you do. That's why I started out by asking if you love what you do. You're never going to be your very best if you don't like what you do. If what you're doing is now the thing you hate, you're never going to be your best at it. Change it so you can be your best. I talk to business owners all the time that have been cleaning for 10 years. And they're like, I thought I would be managing an empire by now. I thought I'd be managing 10 or 20 employees. Instead, I'm cleaning 10 to 20 accounts. And I've never been able to expand into becoming an enterprise. I still have a job, right? And if you no longer love what you do, you're not going to be the best. Change that. Get the help you need so you can be your best. If you don't love what you do, you can't be your best. Make it your best day ever until tomorrow. So I already said today's the day to be your best, not tomorrow. So make it your best day ever until tomorrow. And then you have my permission to make tomorrow your best day ever. But you don't get to do that today because that's called procrastination. That's delaying your success instead of planning your success. Today, to make it your best day ever, you have to plan. You have to be prepared. Your best day does not land in your lap accidentally. That's what the average people do, or the below average people do. They just react to the day. You have to plan your day every day. Plan what you're going to read. Plan what you're going to watch. Plan what you're going to study. Plan what you're going to post. Be prepared every day and you'll get better results, and you will be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday or last week. Make it your best day ever until tomorrow. Doing your best is more important than being your best. And that's by Earl Nightingale, this famous speaker, writer, trainer, consultant. Doing your best is better than being your best. How many of you know all these people that are just nonstop self-help? Nonstop. They read self-help books. They take all the self-help courses. They take all the self-help trainings and boot camps and attend the self-help conferences. And they never change because they don't do anything. Start by doing, and all of a sudden you'll look back and go, wow, I'm a much better version of myself today than I was last year. Start by doing, just contemplating, just being inspired, just reading books forever and never taking action and never applying them, and switching from this course to that course to this course to that course, and just being a perpetual learner. It's like the people that we used to joke about back in the day that, you know, they're a lifelong student. They're a professional student, right? I remember my parents used to joke about that. People that get endless degrees and never go anywhere in life, right? You can be a lifelong learner and never take action and never be a better version of yourself. Or you can decide doing your best is better, is more important than being your best. And then all of a sudden, you will be better. All of a sudden, you will be more successful. The goal is not to beat tomorrow. The goal is to beat. If you're a CBF member, you know the answer to this. The goal is to beat. What is it, guys? Type it in. Yesterday. The goal is to beat yesterday. The goal is not necessarily to beat tomorrow. That doesn't mean we don't set future goals. Of course we do. But every single day when we're being our best, we just want to beat yesterday. I just want to beat yesterday. And if you beat yesterday every single day, you will have explosive but incremental growth and success 12 months from today. So the goal is to beat yesterday. And then your greatness is limited only by the investment you make in yourself. Period. Well, I never take any training and I'm great. Great. You would have been greater. I never read anything and I'm great. Great. You would have been greater. So your greatness is determined by your investment in yourself. People invest in their brain who read, take trainings. They're constantly learning. They're constantly investing in their brain. And when they take action, they begin to join the top 5% instead of spend another year or decade in the bottom 5% or in the bottom 95%. Your greatness is limited only by the investment you make in yourself. This is why we're doing the DISC training. So many people will spend $200 on a nice dinner and a bottle of wine and won't register for the DISC lab at $197. Why? Because they're investing in entertainment, which is fun for the moment and gone forever the next day, versus investing in their brain, where they can up-level their skills and be better at relationships and sales and employee management and people skills. All righty, be yourself, but be your best version of yourself. So don't fall back on the mediocre, below average excuse of, well, that's just the way I am. People need to accept me. Don't fall back on that. Be yourself. I'm happy for you to be yourself, but be the best version of yourself. It's just excuses when you are a crappy person, when you are a crappy business owner, when you are a crappy friend, a crappy spouse, a crappy mother or father. It's just excuses when you say, well, that's just who I am. That's just the way I am. Yes, be yourself, but be the best version of ourselves. Every single one of us have two versions of ourselves. And I don't want you to see the other version that I have. Luckily, I have people who love me in my life that when they do see the worst version of myself, they forgive me. And I try to keep it in the closet with the locked door, right? We all have our days when we are not proud of ourselves. We're not proud of what we said or what we did or how we behaved. Of course, we're not perfect. But instead of just saying, well, that's just the way I am, learn how to be the best version of yourself without becoming a fake. People can spot a fake a mile long. If you're inauthentic, you're just going to chase people away. So without being a fake, we want to be the best version of ourselves, not just be ourselves. And here's the last thing I want to share. When you are the best version of yourself, and the more often you master this skill of being the best version of yourself, when you achieve that more and more and more, you begin to compete with yourself more and compete with others less. And this is critical. I actually heard a workshop years ago, and a person teaching the workshop spent the whole time teaching the audience how to study your competition, how to see what they're doing, how to copy what they're doing, how to find out what they're doing, hire them to come into your house, and all this emphasis on study your competition, learn from your competition. I'm thinking to myself in the audience, well, what if your competition sucks? You just gave bad advice. And I thought to myself, no. Don't study your competition. I'm not saying be oblivious to your competition. That's not what I'm saying. But don't focus your time and energy in beating your competition. Focus your time and energy on beating yourself, beating yesterday. Focus your time and energy and measuring your results, and then measuring the results you're getting now against the results you got a year ago. Compare yourself to yourself. And are you better today than you were yesterday or last week or last month or last year? Stop comparing yourself to other people. You know, in the CBF program, it is a life-changing program. But some CBF members can get caught up in seeing other people's results and beating themselves up to the point where they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not a $1 million maid service in 3 years like Jonathan got to, right? Jonathan and Sarah, less than 3 years, they went from Sarah doing all the cleaning as a solo, private, independent cleaner to a $1 million maid service in less than 3 years. Now, there is always the tendency to compare ourselves to them. Good heavens, if I compared myself to them, I'd be feeling bad. It took me 15 years and $40,000 in consulting fees to get to $1 million. Jonathan Sarah did it in less than 3 years with my CBF program, right? If anybody's going to feel bad, it should be me. So stop comparing yourself to other people's results. Compare yourself to your own results from the past, right? have I moved forward in my business in the last 12 months? And I don't care what business you're in, window washing, power washing, carpet cleaning, financial planning, real estate, you cut hair for a living, you groom dogs for a living. I don't think people groom cats. I don't think there's any cat grooming services. It doesn't matter what business you're in. Stop comparing yourself to your neighbor, your competitor, or your colleagues that are in the same industry as you. Compare yourself to how you did last month, last quarter, last year. Because if you do that, then you point your fingers at yourself when you didn't do much, or you pat yourself on the back and you celebrate the wins when you realize, oh my word, we're doing $5,000 more a month this quarter than we were last quarter. Or, oh my goodness, we hit our first six-figure quarter. That's something we celebrate at CBF. Woohoo! We hit our first six-figure quarter. You know what? Your joy will be spoiled if you're comparing your best self to somebody else's best self who hit their first six figures in a month. Then your joy will be diminished. Your celebration will be ruined. No, compare your best self today to your best self or your worst self before. And how'd you do? Are you doing better? Are you climbing? Are you increasing? Are you improving? Are you living better? Are you making more money? Do you have more freedom or more chaos? How are you doing? Compare yourself to yourself. I'm going to leave you with this last little example of be the best version of yourself and stop trying to be the best version of somebody else's self, because you will never be satisfied. Trust me, you will never be satisfied, right? When we set the goal to hit $2 million in revenue, which puts us in the top 1% of all maid services in the world, right? And we've been in the top 2% for ages. But when we set a goal to be at the $2 million mark, how could we celebrate if all I could think about is, oh, well, them over there, they have 3 million. Oh, they have 5 million. How could my staff feel like they've achieved anything if I'm like, well, so-and-so over there, they have 3 million. They're in the same size market as us. Can't celebrate that. We ended last year, 2019, at the highest revenue we've ever hit in the history of our business, 1.8 million. And we're on track to do 2 million this year. It'll be a little harder because of the pandemic. We may or may not hit it, but we think we will. But we're that goal of hitting the $2 million mark in 2020, I stand corrected. My staff said no, it's 2,020,000 in 2020. That goal is to stretch to beat last year of ourselves. It is not a goal to stretch to beat one of my colleagues, one of my friends, one of my clients, one of my peers, one of my competitors. No. So be your best self, be your best version of yourself. And as you're improving, compare your results to what you have been doing versus what other people are doing. It is the best way to celebrate the wins. It is the only way to experience joy when you are winning. And it is the best way to keep moving forward, is to just compete with yourself and make today your best day ever. And then tomorrow, make tomorrow your best day ever. And forget hump day. This is pump day. It's another day to be our best version of ourselves. All right, guys. So go become the best version of yourself today. I haven't seen anybody type in quotes. So I got to encourage that. You can just look them up on the internet. There are always great quotes. I'm going to give you a couple of them that might inspire you a little bit. But be thinking about every time I jump on live, I'm going to give you a chance to share some of your favorite inspirational quotes. Here's one. Don't give up. One day you will look back and be glad you didn't. Okay. Surround yourself with people who push you to be your best self. In other words, don't surround yourself with people who pull you down. Here's another one. It's easy to stand with the crowd. It takes courage to stand alone. That's when you're being your best self. So those are some of the quotes that next time, guys, let's see if you can come up with some favorite quotes. And so this was fun. I feel really comfortable with this software that I've subscribed to. And if you want us to be able to see your name and call you out and acknowledge you for being on here, I don't know why I'm not. Could you guys type in some more comments? Because I'm not seeing any new comments. So I don't know if something has gotten stuck or what. So I don't know what's going on, but type in "I'm still here" and let me see if it's just not showing me all the other comments. Because I'm seeing nothing at all. So I don't know. Maybe Jan is still here. Okay, so I don't know what's up. But anyway, I'm still learning this new software and I'm still happy with it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this today. I'm going to do my best to come on more regularly. I'll try to keep it at 30 minutes. But you guys know me. I have the gift of gab, and sometimes that's next to impossible. So put on your notifications so that whenever I go live, you are pinged on your phone, and then you won't miss a single broadcast and a single opportunity to up level your business and up level your life and up level your income. And participate. All right, guys, if you are not registered for the DISC, go to DebbieSardoneTraining.com/DISC lab and get registered. If you are a CBF member, a past alumni of CBF or NCA, and you're ready to learn how to be your best every day, and you want to join us in Washington, D.C. Actually, it's technically Arlington, Virginia, because they're in phase 3. We're going to be at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel September 17th, 18th, and 19th. If you're a CBF alumni or member, or NCA alumni or member, go get registered. We're doing the virtual event if you can't travel because you're in a vulnerable health population, or if you want to travel, we're doing the live event. So contact Audrey. You know how to reach us. If you want the registration link, we don't make that public since it is a private event for CBF members and alumni only. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Go be your best self ever today. Take care. Thanks, Audrey, for jumping on and helping out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night on the Disc Lab. Let's see. I think I know how to end it. Great.